Welcome to the pre-game show of the Teachers vs Students Mugger League match. Before we start, we do have some breaking news. Mr. Reardon is out for the Teachers vs Students. Wait, Mr. Reardon is out. Mr. Reardon is out for the Teachers vs Students match due to a neck injury. But don't worry, he will be on the court. He will be a manager for the team.
I swear he's just calling it. He's just calling it so he doesn't have to go against Alex Banza.
He's scared.
Honestly,
he's a scared little man.
He's scared of Quran.
He's scared of. He could be.
What would he do when Ayan Sharif breaks his ankles and Mansa scores a triple?
Exactly.
Yeah, we
Nothing.
What's he gonna do when Giddy dunks on him?
I mean, we saw what Ayan did to Max all that time ago.
Now the question is Reardon a better player than Max?
Well, I mean, looking at the player-for-player ranking, I think it goes Manza, then Finn, then Ayan. I think undoubtedly he's a better player than Max.
I agree. I think the technical skill of Ayan does get him above Max, but Max's height. Well,
I think Ayan's flair just makes him a fan favorite.
He does have that swaz.
Yeah, I do agree. I think Finn is one to watch. You know, he lost against Manza, but I do think, well, he was a fan favorite against him.
He gets that ball so much, and he has the fans. I have to admit, Finn. I would say Finn and Manza, maybe Ayan, most popular players by far, but maybe Giddy. But
Speaking of popularity, you can be popular, but be absolutely horrible on the court.
Just like new mascot.
Amin Zaidi,
aka the Mugger League merchant.
Yeah, I mean, speaking about someone who we have to watch out for, Mr. Mohammed. He's joining the teacher side. I'm kind of juggling two balls here with Mr. Mohammed because on one hand, he's got that sheer height and everything, right? But we've not really seen him on the basketball court. But on the other hand, he has the athleticism because we've seen him. He does self-defense. Yeah.
Miss Quigley, you know, really dominant player. One of the only female Mugger League players, apart from Maha and Lean, who also have an upcoming match. But Miss Quigley,
I'm sorry, a specific someone, by the way.
Yeah, special someone. You know, and a bit quite close to the Mugger League court, I have to say.
But you know, someone who could be a bit, you know, I think we rate him highly, but I don't know about his performance. Is Abiyad Kareem. His matchups in the Mugger League was 2 for 2. He won 2, lost 2.
I think he's mainly there for that star showdown. He's like that popular player.
I think he's just an OG, right?
I know
he kind of started this.
It's like OG Fortnite. It's not good, but it's like just so like.
OG Fortnite was good.
I mean, OG Mugger League and OG Fortnite, both in their prime of the time, and I guess it does evolve. Season 2, Chapter 2.
Yeah,
you got to admit,
big moves coming up.
Another one we really might have to watch out for, who's unconfirmed right now, is a Pele. A Pele
He is absolutely massive.
I think, you just don't want to get in his way.
I don't think you're gonna be able to body against him. Like, look at our big bodies, right? We had Jay Garg, who's not playing. We had, who else did we have?
Another one, coach actually. He's a coach of a Mugger League match coming up. It's interesting to see how he'll do against Mr. Reardon. And not to mention the injuries we have. You know, we've got Mr. Reardon out. We had Josh Giddy and his leg injury.
Josh Giddy, Josh. I mean. Who do we think is the underrated player?
I'm interested in seeing Max, you know, just like the way we're going to see Bronny play with LeBron, his father, in the league. We're going to see Max play with his father, Ayan Sharif. I think that would be exciting.
Wow. I mean, yeah, the way we did see Ayan Sharif absolutely dominated him. I think he broke his ankles like no other player has ever done.
It was such a shame seeing him against Manchester.
What do you think about Charlie Banger?
You've got this Charlie Banger. He's underrated.
He played a remarkable performance.
Can we confirm, is Charlie Banger going to be playing?
Yeah.
Charlie Banger is going to be playing.
He's not featured in the Mugger League before his injury, and that was when he just dominated.
Yeah.
It was a close game.
You know what they say,
end,
boys? Bang, bang.
Another player I'm excited to see return is Danny Plumtree, maybe. He was Charlie Banger's disciple. I'm not sure if he's injured. But maybe later on in the Mugger League, towards the end of term, he might be able to come.
A pivotal player in this. He does weighted functional training. He does biking. He has an Instagram account dedicated to fitness. It's none other than Justin Walsh.
Jeff, this is very true. I think in the paint, how are you going to get past him with that height and that sturdiness rooted?
I think Pelly, Mr. Walsh, and Mr. Muhammad will be a hard defense.
It's such a stacked lineup. You got the tallest of the tall. You got the stockiest of the stock. I don't know how our team is going to beat them, but I do have faith.
Here's the thing. Once they've got tall bodies in the paint, you just need Steph Curry without the Steph. Karan Malieko.
This is very true. He can shoot. We saw what he did against Shadi.
We did.
He just shot over him every single time. Shadi wasn't really.
Here, the athleticism of Apele and Justin to Shadi is moons apart.
Yeah, this is very true. But going back to Mr. Mohammed, right? Do you think that his height is gonna carry him that much? Because we keep going back to this game, Max versus Ayan. It was such a big shock. Will his height really be that much?
It was many fortnights ago, so it's like it's really not hard to.
I also think you can't overdo the height. I mean, if you've got Mr. Muhammad, you've got, for example, Mr. Ashby.
Speaking of Mr. Muhammad, is it gonna be like Wemby in the league? Just stands in the net, blocks everything like that?
Do you think he's coordinated enough? You know, a guy as tall as that and slender. Do you think he's really gonna be that coordinated?
If Mr. Muhammad, right? If Mr. Muhammad and Pele combined, we had Shaq right there. So maybe that combination.
He's like one half of Shaq.
Yeah, exactly. So if we had Shaq and Pele combined, not Shaq and Pele, Mr. Muhammad and Pele, we really do have Shaq on the court.
But we can't forget the students team is stacked. I mean, we've got some of the best male players, also some really special female players, right?
And what about the new generation of rookies coming in, like Alp?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
you know, we haven't talked about the year 12 over 12s. It's been like collaborating with the younger
Al
years.
Atta, I think we've not talked about him at all. I think he could, if he 1v1 anybody in year 13, he would probably win. He can. I want to see a 1v1 between him and Finn.
I need you
to
mention.
You're not listening though.
Until someone 1v1's Ian Sharif, I'm taking Ian Sharif.
You had
Manto who 1v1 Ian Sharif.
You don't understand.
He did win.
You have to. I think you guys are underestimating Alp so much. His technical skill.
Very good player. I played with him before, but he has not reached that level of Max and Finn.
Bro, no, he would beat Max all day, any day.
Max, maybe.
Max, you would beat all day, any day. No.
I think
it's getting a bit too heated. All about, right?
I think it's getting a bit too heated.
Can we get?
I would like to remind you, Manza has gone 4-0.
Guys,
enough about the match. Enough about the match. The first thing I want to announce is take a pause on the match for a sec. Starting off with the students team, you know, we have the top three. Manza, Finn and Ian.
Yeah, they're going to be people to look out for, definitely.
No.
Then we go into quite possibly the reincarnation of Steph Curry, Karan. Then we go for Giddy, the playmaker.
We have Abiyad Kareem as well, his height, his dedication. We did see against Giddy, he did lose because maybe Giddy's technical skills and endurance in the outdoor
We've
court.
also got Max and then a couple female players in Lean and Maha.
A feminine Amanon, you could say.
Yeah.
And then we have Shadi and Adam Ali Khan, both honestly have a lot of potential.
I think Adam Ali Khan, I've seen him through the years, he's improved.
And Shadi might be the only one who could take on Mr. Muhammad.
Honestly?
What about Max?
I don't believe in Max.
You don't believe in Max, really?
The Max stock has plummeted after that devastating blow.
I think he's got potential, but he just has to
I think
prove
we need a
himself.
Mad Max sequel just to, you know, keep the price.
Yeah, then we have Charlie Banger, someone who's really slept on, and Kareem, Alp, and Jorgen.
And Kareem's upcoming match with
AZ Lift. And by the way, I want to announce this. If AZ Lift gets swept again, he has to do a solo performance at ACDC. DCAC, sorry.
Now, the potential teachers, this is not confirmed, Mr. Reardon unfortunately is out due to his neck injury, but we have Miss Quigley, Mr. Mohammed, he's going to be one
He's a force on the court.
He is.
Force to be reckoned with.
We have Newman, I believe.
Yeah, Mr. Newman.
Mr. Newman
coming up. Unconfirmed.
Mr. Trivage, now hear me out. He is going to be, I think, a star player.
A star player?
Star player.
I wouldn't go that far.
We also have Miss Quigley, who is confirmed.
Very athletic as well, we've seen them.
Both Quigleys,
In the relays, we've seen them.
Fan favourites.
Yep, definitely. 100%.
And so far, I think that's all we have confirmed. Maybe Mr. Bernardi
I
coming
think maybe
as well.
Clint, Mr. Bernardi.
If you have any suggestions for any teachers you want to see play, then just drop a DM to Mughal.
And make sure to pester them like non-stop.
Yeah, just send emails up to
Mr. Willie, you'd be keen to play?
Mr. Walsh, I have never heard so much drivel. 10 minutes of absolute stupidity.
Sorry, who do you think out of the teachers is going to be on top in the basketball match?
Is it one-on-one basketball?
No, this is teacher versus students 5v5.
They've got their star player missing.
Yeah.
Still basketball.
Yeah.
Full court. I need to think about that.
Well, we'll
Not
get
a
that.
convincing answer from Mr. Woody.
Mr. Newman, however, he said that he might not be able to play. He's really contemplating it. He's free on that day. But
Have we got Mr. James and Mr. Wood?
Mr. Wood may be playing. Mr. Wood is actually very excited to play, and I think
Mr. Dow, the other netball teacher.
yeah, Mr. Dow as well. I mean, yeah, lethal shooters, but we'll see how they square up to
Just
Manza.
like John Moran.
Are you guys done?
I think Giddy's going to be a factor in this game.
Giddy, no, Josh Giddey, he's a real playmaker on the court. He's reliable.
And about height, you know, they might have the opposite end of the spectrum with Apele.
That's the thing. His forearms are huge. I'm trying to get forearms like his, honestly.
Yeah,
they're massive.
If you think about like Apele, like I don't think anybody like Apele. If you see him in the paint or in the D, like he can guard that well because there's no one going to be able to like big body against him.
He gets that ball so much.
D, honestly, man.
I'm just worried about him fouling out potentially. I feel like he might not know the rules.
I think our rules are
a rugby player.
It's a bit more chillaxed here. I think we're trying to encourage that, you know.
Yeah.
Who's the referee?
I think we have
3 refs, and they'll be announced at a later date.
I think Ethan George will be one. He's got Mughal League experience.
Well, he's going to be too busy scrolling Instagram reels during the match. So.
True. Do you know if Mr. Mosley will be reffing?
Mr. Mosley's. No, yeah, you know what, Mr.
Mosley might be reffing.
Might be reffing,
we'll see.
Yeah, because we want to mix between those teachers and
another
students.
absolute jack behemoth of a man, Justin Walsh.
Oh,
that is very true. I think again him
the alpha amongst the group.
in the D in the paint. How are you going to post up against him?
I mean, like my close friend Darren will say, he reminds me of a modern day Batman.
Actually, that's not bad.
Could you elaborate on that?
He has not only an incredible build, but he has just an insane level of detail, and he is incredibly smart when it comes to sporting science. He knows his stuff inside and
so speaking about, I mean, the students team, we're talking a lot about the year 13s, but I think we need to talk about the year 12s. Alp Atta there, I think nobody would agree with me if I say this, but if he goes against like Max, Finn, I think that
I'm gonna hold you right there. Hold that thought.
Hey man, some people get very emotional when you think about Finn.
Let's hold that thought about Alp Atta, because speaking of him, here he is. Everybody, can you welcome Alp Atta? Alp, take a seat. How are you feeling coming into the game?
I mean, I feel pretty excited. You know, playing together with my team again after last year.
Yeah, you know, you're a brand new prospect. First of the 12s who joins the Mughal League. You're representing a lot. Is there any pressure for you?
I don't think so.
You don't feel the pressure? Well, I've got a question for you.
Pressure?
Didn't you lose? Didn't you lose against Ayan Sharif a few months ago? Maybe during one of the Mughal League. You lost against Ayan Sharif, didn't you?
I think that was more of a recreational game.
But I think you said before the game that you wanted to.
Doesn't sound like a winner's mentality.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, if we compare your mentality to AC Limp's mentality, his mentality is actually.
But many great players have fallen to Ayan Sharif.
You know,
that is very
results on the court in a serious match are very different to when you're messing around.
I agree. But do you think you've improved?
Do you think you've improved? Because you had a 6-month-long injury, didn't you? You were out from the game for a long time.
Not to mention the summer.
Have you recovered from that?
What are you hoping to do in the Mughal League?
I mean, personally, I'm looking to help lead my team. You know, as I'll be playing as a guard, I want to facilitate and, you know, help my teammates score.
Out of the potential teachers, Mr. Reardon, Miss Quigley, Mr. Trivich, the other Quigley, Mr. Mohammed, Walsh, Newman, Clint, who are you most afraid to play against? Who do you think is gonna, bring that ball?
I think that when you're looking at the teachers team, you have to, of course, be mindful of Ipele and Justin Walsh, as I think that their builds makes them more dangerous as players on the court. We don't know what's going to come from them.
What about Mr. Mohammed? What do you think of him?
If Mr. Mohammed blocks you, I can guarantee they'll be getting clipped everywhere.
Yeah. If he dunks on you as well.
I mean, we all saw what happened to Max.
Can Mr. Mohammed dunk still?
Bro. I mean,
look at him.
I think he's lost it.
He's lost it. Mr. Mohammed. Fala challenges you.
I think he's still in his athletic prime.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, he's got that martial arts ability. He's still active there. So I don't know. Who are you most excited to play with?
I think I'd say I'm most excited to play with Max. You know?
Max Wessels. Yeah. Max, why is that? Anything particular that draws you towards him?
I think it's his ability to dunk that I would like to throw him some lobs if he'd be willing to dunk.
Alley-oop.
Do you think you can work with Karan? You know, he's got a short play, might be go to through the legs, along those lines. What do you think?
Harlem Globetrotters type move.
The small feet would restrict his mobility, but because of his stature, he can just park himself in the paint and still provide that defensive impact. Maybe
if
not
he's
as much
in the
on
paint,
offense.
no one's going past him.
No. Yeah, but that is another really good way that we've structured the game so that it's 5-5-5. So he's not going to be on the whole time. If he was, I think the student team would have a hard time scoring.
Very difficult time.
I think I'd like to come back to Mr. Riordan's comments that our team can't shoot.
I mean,
what do you have to say about that?
You've got Steph Curry, Karan Malieko.
Yeah.
I think looking at the roster for our team, we do have some shooters that will be able to bring the outside presence.
I mean, do you think that you have like a single dominant force in your team, or is it all balanced, or you got some not so good players balanced out with some really good players, but no one like who shines? Who shines for you?
Who's that twinkle, twinkle, little star?
I think looking at our team, we have depth from player 1 to 15.
Yes.
Teachers, maybe not as much, which I think will lead us to the win. It's playing from quarter to quarter.
Yeah.
And when talking about the star players, I think you have to look at who did well last year in the Mughal League. I think they've proven themselves.
What do you think about Charlie Banger, Mr. Bang Bang?
No one calls him that. Man.
I think he's a promising player, which...
Did you watch any of his gameplay?
I watched a few clips from his match.
Okay.
Some impressive buckets, I'd have to say, but...
Yeah, you only watch a few clips. You can watch the whole YouTube highlights on the Mughal League YouTube channel. Please go and like and subscribe.
Speaking of Mughal League things, I also want to announce AZ snacks coming to you the next Mughal League game. It's confirmed this time. We have the permits. Just let us know what snacks you want to see.
You got anything? You got Lipton iced tea. You got sour punks. I just want to clarify that the funds raised will be going to charity.
Who's that one hidden gem in your team? Who are you excited?
I think just Austin.
Who's underrated?
Who's underrated?
I think nowadays, maybe not last year, but I genuinely think Abiyad Karim has become an underrated player.
Can't call him like one of the star players underrated.
No, but to be fair, he's underrated.
The truth is,
I agree with
I think
you.
the media doesn't cover him like they used to.
I think
I know.
But
you know why?
you look at his record. I mean, he hasn't beat anyone of
Yeah, we saw him like lose against Josh Giddey. We weren't expecting that, were we?
He's like Tom Holland and Zendaya. They're not good at acting. They're just there because they're famous.
What? Tom Holland's a good actor.
He's not. I put my hand down. He's not a good actor.
Yeah, so we do also have some female players in the Mughal League. We've got Lean, we have Maha, two very exciting players. What do you think about them?
It's such a feminine phenomenon.
Honestly.
What do you think about that?
I'm quite excited. I think using the platform that the Mughal League has, we're able to spread basketball across the school. And I think they'll be able to put in some performances against the teachers.
That is true. You have, the DC women's
I
basketball
think-
team. Is there any message you want to give to anyone who's going to be watching that Mughal League match between you and the teachers? It could be students, teachers, anyone.
I think that everyone should know it's going to be a blowout.
Damn. We thank you so much for coming here.
Yeah.
And, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this pre-game show, and I hope you're excited for what is going to be a very exciting game.
I'm very excited.
I know I'm excited.
You're excited? Who are you going to be excited for?
My goat, Ayan Sharif. I mean,
You?
I'm going to have to go New Zealand Monster.
You.
What about you, Aditya?
I have to say, Josh Giddey, Alpata, it's going to be you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow us on all socials,
Catch you in the next
Instagram,
one.
YouTube.
Bye-bye. Mwah, mwah.